thank you everybody for coming to fabulous Market View Arts surrounding grounds for Mayor Bracey's awarding of the August Artisan of the Month, who is the incredible and fabulous Ronn Benway, who has been playing all over. He is the king of Beaver Street today. And because one of his hallmarks is actually that he's been a huge advocate for busking and street performing, and has helped consult with a lot of the city council members on busking in other cities and what a benefit it can be for the civic economy. So it is totally appropriate that he is taking his music to the streets today, because he has taken it just about everywhere else in York. So to share a little bit about Ronn's incredible accomplishments and contributions to the music scene, we have none other than York City's very own art-loving and community-nurturing and developing mayor, the wonderful Mayor C. Kim Bracey.
Thank you, Carla. So I just got down there with you, Nick.
Hey,
how are you,
how
sir?
are you?
I'm
Nice
glad
to
that
meet you.
I was able to sign on to that legislation that says, yeah, go ahead
Oh,
and
for the
perform on
street
the street.
performing, yes,
That's good
yeah.
stuff. So we
Helfrich
are.
does good work.
I hope so too. Thanks to Carla,
Yes.
we instituted and began to recognize our many artisans, our artists throughout York. And you are our second one.
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
So, but it's exciting because I can't wait to hear you as well too. But I understand due to some notes here. I mean, we have had you everywhere. Open mic. You're a talent agent. You brought people here to our community. You brought them all over the place. It looks like too. You are, again, a frequent traveling performer along the West Coast, representing York wherever you go, and you know, people should be proud of that, as I am. Seattle, Las Vegas, California, and of course here in our local area too. So we appreciate that so very much. So on behalf,
Look at this, is awesome. Look at that
right,
thing.
look at this, right? This is so cute. On behalf of my office, our administration, we are recognizing you as our Artisan of the Month from August 2014.
Fabulous.
We appreciate your contributions to our community and ask that you continue to do more.
I'll do it.
All right,
That's
congratulations,
that's an
sir.
agreement I
Check
do.
this out, y'all. Isn't that pretty?
That's me. We made it. Yay.
So you need to say something,
Great.
play something too.
Okay,
about
I'll do
it.
that.
You want me to hold anything?
Thank you so much.
You're
No,
welcome.
that's fine. I'm taking this home with me, right? I can keep this?
That is yours.
Okay.
That is yours.
I can go visit it somewhere. If you want to do that, that's fine too. I'll go every third Friday. You can see it. You can come. It'll be in a glass case somewhere. Yeah, I moved to York 3 years ago. I came through in 2010. I was traveling and I was on tour. And my friends Pete and Lindsay, who run the Sign of the Wagon, who should probably be getting this award before I do, I think. But there's time for that. There's other months, I'm sure. I met Pete and Lindsay. I was playing with them. I was touring and traveling and playing a show. And our window of our car got smashed in Baltimore, and my friend was tired of the tour. We had been all the way across the country, all four corners of the country, and my friend was like, I don't want to go on this tour anymore. I want to drive home. And I was like, well, we have to meet this Pete and Lindsay people because they are offering us $80 to come and play, and that'll help us get home. That's why I moved to York for $80, pretty much. Yeah. So I was like, we'll go there, and we get there, and then we play the show at the first cab, and I play my songs, and they did their bit and stuff, and it was just so good. Like, it was just wonderful. Like, it just felt like I was home. It felt just fabulous. And so I sent my friend, I gave him all the money that we made at the show that night, and I gave him, and I said, you drive back to Las Vegas alone. They stole our GPS in Baltimore, yeah. And so I sold enough CDs to buy a GPS at the pawn shop on Market Street. That's the first thing I ever bought at the pawn shop on Market Street. I bought a lot of things at that pawn shop on Market Street, man. But that was the first thing, was a GPS to send my friend back to Las Vegas. And I said to Pete and Lindsay, can I stay at your house for a couple days? They just met me the day before. That's what they do. Like, they have traveling musicians all the time come and stay with them, and just, but they said, yeah, you can spend a couple days, no problem. And you know, and then I finished my tour and I went back to Seattle, and I was living in Seattle at the time, and my friend called me up and he said, hey, you want to move to the East Coast? We'll start a record label. I said, yeah, sounds cool. And I go, where do you want to live? And he goes, Baltimore. And I go, all right, I'll live in Baltimore. So I fly into BWI and I say, where's our apartment in Baltimore? And he says, I didn't find an apartment yet. So I go, where are we going to sleep tonight? He goes, you remember your friends Pete and Lindsay over in York? And I go, yeah, I'd love to see them. He goes, let's crash on their couch tonight. I said, all right, this is 2011, okay? This is a Friday. Friday, they're like, oh, hey, good to see you again. Come crash on our couch, no problem. Any musician is a friend of mine, blah, blah, blah. Friday, I get here in York. Saturday, they don't hear from their guitar player in their band. Sunday, their guitar player in their band quits. They have a gig on Monday. They turn to me and they say, hey, would you like to play with us on Monday in our band? And I said, that'd be great. And so I literally joined a band, like their guitar player quit. I joined their band the weekend I moved here. After that, I got an open mic. I started to host. I started to meet other musicians. I started to meet people that book and promote and things like that. And York has been very, very good to me. There's no two ways around that. Yeah. I'd like to thank everybody. Thank you. Thank to you all. Thanks to Carla. Carla gave me a TV show. And no one's ever given me a TV show. Carla said, you can have a TV show around there. And I was like, that'd be great. I'd love a TV show. She even called me one time. She was like, hey, I need you to host a live TV show. I'd done the one show. We had the one crazy show with the Sasquatch that walked through everybody's performance and stuff. Yeah, I think it's number 20, Culture Main number 20, I think. She gave me the one TV show and I did okay with that, I guess. So she called me up and she goes, hey, we're going live this week on Culture Main. And I go, yeah? And she goes, yeah, I want you to host it. I go, yeah, all right. She goes, no, I'm not really even gonna be there. I got a job to do. So we're gonna host a live TV show. And it was literally like plugging in guitars and going, hey, York, how are you? Good to see you. Happy Thursday night, York. Thursday Night Live in York. It's wonderful. So, and I mean, I joined Shane Spiel's band. We just got a record deal. We were on ABC 27, and as soon as we got off the ABC News, Fox News called us, and they wanted us to be on their show. And we get on the TV and we say, where are you from? And we say, York, Pennsylvania. We go and play in Gettysburg, and they say, where are you guys from? And we say, we're from York, Pennsylvania. You know? Everywhere I go, you gotta see the musicians that hang out in York, Pennsylvania. You gotta see the artists. You gotta see, this city tries like the Dickens, you know? I'm the king of Beaver Street today. And I love, you just, you know, we'll shut down Beaver Street for a festival, or we do it. I love that. I love that. I love that there's always art and there's all these great, I love Harry's little metal steel piece over here. My mom came through York like 10 years ago, or whatever, a few years ago. When I told her I moved to York, she's like, ooh, they have the nicest murals, sweetie. And I was like, yeah, they have great murals, and there's great art made out of old industrial pieces that we don't need for all the factories anymore and stuff. But there is something, this community has given me a great deal, and I'm happy to give back to this community in any way I can. Hey, how did I get here? And gosh, how will I get home? It'll be okay. I've got a mountain of friends here, but no one deserves the fit that I can throw. Will you wait for me to find my sanity? It appears no one's got that much time. I'd like you all to see what you can be. You can be, and when you dance, make it last. Don't look at me, don't you look at me. Tee-dee-tee-tee-lee-tee, tee-dee-tee-tee-lee-tee. It's kind of reverse psychology, standing on a stage saying, don't you look at me, right? It works. People go, what's that guy doing over there? He's telling me not to look at him. I'm gonna look at him for sure now. I'd like to apologize for my voice today. It's usually much nicer than this. I played with Shane Spiel last night in Frederick, Maryland. Oh my goodness, this will be televised, right? In Frederick, Maryland, they invented a game that we play there where they pour shots and the washboard players mouth while he's playing washboard. So it gets a little hairy sometimes in Frederick, Maryland. So I'm a little loose today. Oh, here it is. I'm doing a song still. Well, how long you staying? People ask me each and every day. And man, what were you thinking? To relocate to such a crazy place? Well, if you wait for me, will you wait for me to find my sanity? It appears no one's got that much time. I'd like you all to see what you can be. You can be, and when you dance, make it last. Don't look at me, don't you look at me. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Well, sit down and take a load up. Stop running from place to place. When will you see home's where your friends are? And if you hold on tight, you'll soon agree. Oops. If you wait for me, I'll learn it eventually. If you wait for me, we'll plant a fruitful tree and we'll eat from it till we find our minds. I'd like you all to see what you can be. You can be, and when you dance, make it last. Don't look at me, but please, please dance with me. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee- I find that a lot of people tell me that I'm doing really good work just being myself. That's what I find in New York a lot. Like I have nothing but to do this. Like this is what I do. I encourage people to be themselves, and I encourage musicians to be the musicians they want to be, and that's just what I do. And like I can't be like, oh no, I couldn't do that. Like there's nothing better than having an open mic and having someone come into the open mic just to perform and then come up and be like, hey, would you like to play in my band? I can pay you money. And they're just like, really? That could happen. That's how I put my bands together, through my open mics. Like I pick and choose. I like you. I like you. I like you. You know, I don't want to. I couldn't imagine like taking an ad out in the paper and being like, come and audition. You're all very nice to stand on the sidewalk.
This is awesome. Thank you so very much. I am honored to have met you and to recognize you as our artist of the month. For real. Thank you.
That's what I do. Thank you. I pulled up a space next to your axe, and then I sat down to chop this out. It was extremely hot. That can last as long as I want it to last. Anyone who performs that song with me, they just have to watch me, because that lasts as long as I want it to last at any given moment. There's no timing for that last. Extremely. It was extremely hot. We were still a little sleepy. Sometimes gonna have to give up. And as I sit here drenched in sweat in this nice blue jacket, I must thank you for being you. 'Cause anywhere else I could sit, you know, right now just wouldn't do. Of course, sometimes I'm lonely. Sometimes I know you're scared. Woof, 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 woof. And all those made-up monsters, yeah, they can own you. And they'll keep you chained to the bottom of the stairs. Woof, 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 woof. But now I looked at your face and those pretty colors. Then I knew that I could shine like you. Now keep in mind that we must be gracious, cause when you shine too hard, you might float away. And everyone I know, you know, they know we're always sickened to see you go. Song's on Open Range. I like that dog. I know that girl.
Ron is one of the most humble musicians. You are, and I'll tell you why. Because when I first met Ron, it was not actually meeting Ron in person. I was at an open mic at yet another one of the venues that he had put on the map that no one had heard of until Ron Benway started bringing a parade of amazing bands through there, relentlessly promoting through everything from social media to word of mouth to street concerts. But a young musician who did a killer set at this open mic came up and he said, if it wasn't for Ron Benway, I would never have gotten on a stage. He encouraged me to learn how to play, to get better at playing, to learn how to entertain, to promote myself, to get myself out there, because I'm only as good and I only move and affect as many people as actually get to hear me. And to see this, you know, hip cliche hipster that everybody loved in town and know that he had been an absolutely shy backroom artist who would never have taken to a stage, who would never have enlightened or helped anyone if it hadn't been for Ron Benway's training and encouragement. To me, that is a legacy that, even as wonderful as your CDs and your music are, to know that there are so many CDs you've inspired, that there are so many musicians and concerts and moved people that have happened because of the people that you've encouraged to go out and move others. That means that your legacy is now without limit. There's only so many cities you can visit. There's only so many concerts you can play. But with the people that you've inspired, there are now innumerable places that will experience your touch and your magic. So on behalf of all of the artists and the musicians that you have worked with, inspired, booked, brought into York, that said that they fell in love with this city and have now taken York's name and gone other places.
It's something about like I brought a few bands into town and I hit this open mic this day and this open mic this day and this open mic this day, and they meet everybody, get to know everybody, and then by the time you have the show on the weekend, they're everybody's best friend. Because everybody knows each other
and
here,
that's
and
what
progressive
we
like
do
that,
in York.
Yeah, and bands will leave here going like, wow, really? Like this little town, like really? There's this much support for like each other. That's what a lot of people from, not to cast aspersions or whatever, talk crap, but like a lot of people from Lancaster are like, I come to the open mics in York because everybody works together. And at other open mics, everybody's just knocking each other down. Like I literally, Sunday night, I put a band together with a girl who'd never played with these two guys. I was like, you two guys are good. You could follow her. You should follow her. Put together. I just love to be like you and you and you. You all play together tonight. You guys up there.
Which is what you do.
This is wonderful.
So for spreading York's fame throughout the county, the nation, and soon the world, on behalf of all of us, the city of York and the entire art scene, for all that you do, thank you.
Thank you, baby.
And thank you guys for coming. Thank you for supporting the arts and for supporting the wonderful stuff that Mayor Bracey is doing to help York be recognized as an arts and cultural destination.
We have to support art to keep having art. It's
absolutely. And we even have our gritty and rugged councilman who is one of the first advocates. We were talking about the busking laws. Yes. The rugged councilman, Michael Helfrich, who was one of the main advocates for revising the busking laws and for allowing more performers to come into the city to make a name here. So we are so blessed to have a city where we have an administration on all levels that supports and embraces the arts and that recognizes what a benefit it can be for a city and for its livability, for its economic sustainability. So to have this beautiful combination of government and musician and civic and press, this is what York is about, and this is how we're going to move forward. So,
and the city willing to support artists too, like willing to say, hey, you bring what we want. Like you are You are the feel we want for our city. We are. I mean, my mom likes the murals. You know, it sticks. It sticks.
Yep, my mom loves the sculpture. So for all of you for being here, thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.
Thank
We'll see
you,
you guys
everyone.
next month.